Hello! On behalf of the Mindalia.com team, welcome. Today, Nía Etra is joining us to tell us about the magic sound and wisdom of silence. Nía Etra embraces soul chanting with natural wisdom and intuition, connecting through the vibrations of her voice. She offers therapeutic alignments of the healing sound that music therapy and meditation provide, and also dedicates part of her work to prenatal stimulation, helping parents cultivate a unique bond with the baby's and children's sensibility. So let's not delay this any further, and welcome, Nía. How are you?
Hello, Dala. I am so happy and so glad to be here and to tell every one of you the magical world of sound, of vibration. As you say, I'm Nía Etra, and some of you have been following me, so already know what my life is. But for some that doesn't know, the world of sound has touched my heart since I was very little. When I was a kid, I used to dream about music like in an inner way. Why is everybody so attracted to music and sound? Everyone loves to dance or sing, but music is more than that. Music is like the language of the universe, of the cosmos. And through that, I have built little by little the way to approach to that sense of music as a way or as a kind of medicine. Since everything is vibration, we are going to talk about a little bit about that. How can you connect to healing sound? It's great to feel music in a very funny way, because you can laugh or you can express emotions. But music, when it comes from the heart, it's a wave that it's like a kind of path between your mind and your heart. So maybe we can approach to music in that way and feel ourselves like an instrument to produce certain sounds and certain vibrations and frequency that you can understand from the heart. We are so connected to sound, but I don't know if you have feel like the magic of sound when your mind is in silence. So I was thinking about that today to be our experience. When the mind has so much things to do inside us, it's not that easy to connect with silence. Some people ask me, how is that you produce this sound, this medicine frequencies? And where is your mind when you're doing that? And that's a good beginning for us today. Where is the mind when healing sound comes? The mind is like a huge space, very similar to the ocean. A lot of things happen there, different waves. So if we understand sound as a wave, that's a rhythm we can follow with our body and with our energy. So I'm going to invite all of you to feel. Of course, we can talk about sound always and the human voice, like this amazing instrument to touch others with the sound of the heart, but mostly to feel each other, to feel ourselves, to understand from the heart. And then our brain can feel this embrace of light through the soul. The first thing we're going to do to feel silence and to feel the melody within is we're going to close our eyes together. We're going to sit on, maybe this position would be good for everyone, like a flower, like a lotus. We're going to understand, why is the body connected to the sound? Our heart, for instance, is the first sound that comes to our reality. So when we connect with our bodies, sound appears naturally. The sound of our heart, like an inner drum. So we're going to put our hands in our inner drum. And together, we're just going to notice, how does the body feels when we are aware of the sound of our hearts, the beating of our hearts. This is like the fount, the original sound, the essence. And let's begin with our breath. How is the air entering our bodies? Through the consciousness of the air vibrating. It's different. How can we breathe and vibrate at the same time? There is where sound comes, when we can vibrate in this consciousness of frequencies. We're going to use today organic sounds. I love them. Organic sounds come from each one of you in a very humble way. They don't need anything. They are inside us to help us remind ourselves of that reality. We are exactly what we need to be. So in this moment together, you're going to follow the sound of the heart. Tum, tum. Tum, tum. Tum, tum. Hum. Tum, tum. Tum, tum. Tum, tum. Hum. This is so easy to do. Just do it with me. We don't have to sing like a professional singer. Just sing from the heart. Dum dum, dum dum, dum dum, hum. And now, where is the mind when the sound comes? It's a kind of transformation inside yourself. Can you hear and notice the heart beatings, and notice your voice at the same time. Now you have the vibration of your heart in your hands, right? I only use one because of the microphone. But in your hand is your universe in this moment. Now, if your vibration is in your hand, both hands are holding the sound of the heart. We're going to do it together again as a heart flame. You're going to hold this flame. You already felt your heart by the breathing, and now you're holding the inner flame. Breathe in, breathe out. Let's put some more vibration in this organic way. It's very important that you do it without thinking that much. There is so many time to think in life. And how about taking that time to have space and just feel? If you're holding your heart, what can you sing to your heart? Imagine that through sound, you're giving your own heart the best of you. All the love that you feel for your own self and for everything. For life as a miracle, as a beautiful ritual that is just perfect the way it is. So let's give our heart the sound of our soul. We had here the beating and the first organic sound, and then when we hold our hearts, we make a little higher the tone of the sound, like humming together. Just see inside if it's the same to produce organic sound from the heart, like the first heart beating, and here, holding your flame. And now while you do the sound, you're gonna embrace it through the hands. Our hands are like the winds of our heart. Each time you embrace sound through the body, the whole body sings. That's why when you sing, your body moves. So in this moment, already connecting through the heart and the sound of the heart, you are going to move that energy. You're going to dance with that energy while you breathe and while you feel in your hands the flame of your heart. Let's put that intention in our hands. The heart knows where to go. We come from our hearts to feel the organic sound. We elevate in this flower the flame of the heart, And now we move, we dance with the flame of our heart. Like children, they always know where the heart is. And we're going to produce an organic sound a little bit higher. So we already have 3 tones, right? Let's elevate a little bit more the vibration and dance with our hands. How is this movement from the heart expressing through our hands? This movement comes alive. And now we're going to put our hands in our face. And we're going to navigate through our skin. We're going to bring the sound and the energy of the flame that we already hold together in every single part of our face. Even the skin can feel the vibration. That's why we're doing it together. How is vibration moving through me? So while we touch, very gentle, our face, we're going to notice what happens with that sound. Let's do it together a little bit higher, just to feel the difference between the tones. Now we come back to our hearts. Keep your eyes closed. And just feel what happens when this wave of sound touches you. Let's breathe together and gently we open our eyes. Silence is the home of sound. Through silence, we can hear life. When you want to sing from that place, the mind is learning how to reach other inner states of consciousness. And it's so beautiful because everything is vibration. So your body becomes like this orchestra, like a symphony. And suddenly you even have a different contact with your own body through that feeling of vibration. When we feel good, when we feel healthy, the vibration of that part of your body is in harmony and you can feel it. When a part of our body has pain or we have an emotion that makes us feel worried or sad certain anger. The mind understands the emotion like in a rational way. But through sound, the mind learns how to connect with that part of the body or with that emotion in a different way. Intuition is so important for this, and intention. Intuition to help us remember how to feel without thinking the way we are used to think. Intuition and sound are beautiful together. They match perfectly. You can use this exercise to combine certain things and go deeper and deeper. For example, if you have a pain in your hand and the first thing you want to say is, "Oh, this is terrible. I'm so sad because it hurts so much." Your mind is connecting to a sense of pain. But what else can your mind reach? If you approach to silence and then observe the pain in your hand, a magical space follows, like it appears to you. In that space is vibration, the vibration of your hand connected to your heart and your intuition. We are all this symphony. So through sound, I create a space where the mind can relax and be serene to know this pain, what is for? Why is this pain so important? Can I learn from this? Is it just there to make me feel troubled? Or is it there as a path for me to understand some other one? So through silence, something comes to me in this moment, and is we can make sound a meditation. We already know that monks do it with the mantras and the harmonics and the singing vowels. They know about this. How can everyone do it? How can everybody feel an instrument of the sound of silence? We already know that sound and intention can change a body in this quantic way, of course, in energetic way, even more. Why, if somebody that loves you hugs you and you really have a smile inside, your life can change through a sound of the person you mostly love? Intention. How can you interact with frequency? There are many ways to do it. For example, if we do this, we connect with the beating of our hearts. Then we elevate the energy, holding the flame of our hearts. Then we move that flame. We give life to that, right? And then we come back home. How can this change an emotion? For example, you're tired, or you have not been in a very good mood, so you can change it. Sound, it's a beautiful way to change.
Excuse me, Nia, we have 2
you
minutes
need
left.
compassion to do it. So you need silence. Just to watch, to acknowledge what is happening to me. Am I afraid to look inside? How can sound help me look inside without being afraid of being afraid? Sound is a really sweet medicine.
Excuse me, Nia, we've got 2 minutes left.
Well, I can talk about sound with every one of you, like poetry to me. But maybe we can just finish this little space together by noticing. When I am happy, the sound comes from me, or I'm just very still? No, sound comes. When I'm sad, sound comes. So the first thing I really want to make sure that you understand today is, since you are the universe and the universe is inside, everything is vibration. You are a frequency to the world. And how are you dealing with the sound that you are? We can change humanity through the sound of compassion, through the sound of love. Love is the biggest healing sound of all. I'm so glad to be able to talk about this and to share with you what my life with sound has been, as a singer, of course, but mostly as a healing sound instrument for my own heart and for everybody else.
Thank you, Nia, for sharing your time and your knowledge with us. It's always a pleasure listening to you. And now, if you agree, let's start incorporating into our conversation some questions from the people watching us. The first is from Matilda Jackson, who writes from England. How to get to the level of relax we need for practicing this therapy when there is always noise and rush around us?
That's a very good question, of course. That's our goal, you know. Silence, when it comes from the sound of the heart, it tries to reach from the center of the heart, where you can just accept everything as it is first. So you open yourself and you accept what you're feeling, what you're seeing, what you're hearing. By accepting, you open your energetic field. And through compassion, it comes the opportunity to really acknowledge yourself as a notion. You know, because sometimes people think, no, I cannot meditate because I can never concentrate. I don't have attention at all. My mind is like a crazy thing that comes and goes and never stops. Every mind is like that. But the heart knows how to lead the mind to observe. So the first thing I would say to you is, be very, very compassionate about it. A lot of compassion when you observe. Don't judge it. Just observe. And your energetic field will open to meditate through the chaos. Everyone goes through that.
Thanks a lot, Nia. We are going with a Gonzalo Gomez question from Spain. What if we have back pain? What other positions could you recommend us to do this meditation?
That's great. Well, this position is not that comfortable, so you can do it like laying down in your bed. And the best thing for our back is to work on forgiveness. All the energy that you put when you worry, when you feel that you have to struggle, that you have to carry so much inside yourself, it goes through your back. We can learn so much from the body. So the first thing you should do, you relax, laying down, but you're going to embrace your back with the love of every single experience you have had in your life. Every single one of it. And you're going to work in that forgiveness. First, to forgive yourself, of course, and to forgive others. And the sound that you are going to do little by little through the magic of silence will come of the space you give inside when you forgive. So a beautiful sound for your back is to have thoughts of forgiveness and mostly to let go, just to surrender to the magic of life. It comes to you a certain peace, and your back will feel better to meditate in this position.
Perfect, Nia. Thank you very much. And thank you, Gonzalo, for your question. Let's continue with another one from Medi. And she's writing us from Australia. I don't like the sound of my voice. Is it possible to do these exercises with a special meditation music? And if it's like this, could you recommend any to us?
Of course. Well, you say something that is so familiar to me. When people come to me to learn about the voice, they always say, you sing so beautiful. I sing so terrible. I want just to hear you. But your voice is magic and medicine for your body and for your mind because it's yours. Of course, I can help you if you reach me through Instagram and through Facebook. And I'll teach you little by little thousands of tips we can study together. But your voice needs to liberate. It needs to fly because the medicine is inside your heart. So when we don't like the sound of our voice, we are like having this certain sense of, I'm not enough. You know, my voice is not enough to feel pretty for my ears to notice. So I will invite you to sing when you are happy. And humming is very good for that, what we just did together, because the mind is not thinking about does it sound beautiful or it doesn't. It's just letting go the sound, the organic sound. You can sing like when something good happens to you, you let go that sound. Every organic sound is going to connect you to your own voice. And of course, we can meet each other later and keep on working.
Always working with Nia. Let's continue then with another question from Lily Smith, and she's writing from the United States. I want to know a bit more about you, Nia. How did you get to an orchestra, and when did you start feeling the music as a very important part of your life? Very beautiful question.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that question. It really comes from your heart to mine. I was in a concert and I was singing Ave Maria, Schubert's song. And suddenly some other languages start to come from my heart, and I couldn't stop them. I always tell this story because it was the first time that happened to me, and my whole body opened. My mind was, oh, what is going on? But my heart was so happy to sing all these frequencies that for me, I was being reborn. And I let go these organic sounds, and it was like if I always knew how to sing like that. This was universal language. So it had no boundaries. It touches every part of myself, and I almost felt like all the persons that were in that place connected through my heart. It was like a miracle to me of unity. When the concert ended, a person approached to me and told me, what is that cosmic sound? What is that cosmic language? What happened? And I was like, I don't know. It is something that needed to be seen through me. And then he brought his father, who was in a wheelchair. And his father was crying because he hadn't been feeling his legs like 10 years ago or something like that. And suddenly he felt like sparkles, like little stars vibrating in his legs. And he was telling me if I could go to his house and sing to him more. So for me, it was like I didn't have the words enough to tell him what has been happening to me, and that I knew that it was medicine from the heart, and that we can only share with gratitude and so much happiness about that as a miracle. And then that person really did call me and I sang to him, and thanks to him and some other things that happened in my life, I then start to work with doctors and bioenergetic knowledge to match sound as a really healing process when everybody can connect through that medicine. It is so beautiful. It is universal medicine, and it's really coming from our hearts to have a happy life. So thank you.
So the word for this is wow. Wow is the word for this experience. Thank you very much, Nia, for sharing this with us. And thank you, of course, Lily, for your question. And let's do just one more question from Lola. She's writing from Argentina. Is it possible to practice this meditation in a group? I mean, maybe with our family or our kids?
It's great that you do it. For example, this meditation, kids love it. And you know, since they don't think so much about everything and they feel so much about everything, they follow and they really connect through the most purified energy that we have. So this is a very good moment to do this meditation because it comes from the heart to the flame of the heart, and then to fly with that energy. It comes for everyone in the family. So if someone is just being like a little bit grumpy or it's sad, when you do this in with your family, it comes even stronger, like the flame going and expanding even more. So it would be a great exercise together, and mostly to understand that we can connect in other ways. What about sound? What about silence? What if we do this with our hands with this intention? And you can really feel then the energy even of the house different. It's beautiful.
Nia, thank you one more time for sharing all this beautiful information with us, and also for your positive vibration. And before finishing, let me tell you about the people who has been with us today. They joined us from Spain, England, the United States, Australia, Argentina, and Mexico. And now, Nia, of course, you've got a few seconds to say goodbye to all the people who are watching and listening to us. What are your final thoughts for today?
That light has been a pleasure for me to be with you, with your heart, with your frequency. Of course, Mindalia, it's a great space for this sound to navigate. Thank you, all of you, to hear from your heart and to understand little by little through the waves of sound and the magic of silence. Thank you very much.
It has been a real pleasure for me and for Mindalia as well, sharing this 45 minutes with you, Nia, so thank you very much one more time. And to you, dear friends of Mindalia, remember you can join us through our different channels in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Periscope, VK, and VoundLife. And we also want you to know that you can enjoy all our content in Mindalia Radio, 24 hours of conscious content, and you can find this in our website www.mindaliaradio.com. Before saying goodbye, we also want to remind you that Mindalia.com is an international non-profit organization. You can collaborate with us by liking our content, leaving us a positive comment, subscribing to our channel or different platforms, and sharing this video with someone else, someone special for you. Finally, you can donate through a link you will find in our website www.mindalia.com. By doing so, you help us to keep creating more content like the one you enjoyed with us today. Having said that, and feeling really grateful to you all, we are ready to say goodbye for now, just for now, until a next Mindalia live streaming. Thank you very much, and blessings for all of you.